Well, good morning. It's Krista from the Twins, Healing Magic and Beyond. And I just had a question to ask you. Do you wake up happy every morning? Or do you wake up and you open your eyes and you just feel like dread of the day, your mind starts going like crazy and thinking of all the things that you need to get done, or you feel confused, you're like, oh, what should I do? What's the first step I should take today? And I got to get this, and this done, and you're full of overwhelm, you're full of dread, you're full of doom and gloom. And like, I woke up that way for years where, like, especially on the days that I had to go to work, I would just hit snooze and snooze and snooze till the last possible moment and just hoped that, I would wake up from a dream and be like, oh, I don't actually have to go to work today. And so I started to get sick of that, really get sick of that. And so one of the things that I used to do, which I don't even have to do anymore, but if you're still in that spot where you're just like waking up just full of not wanting to wake up and trying every way possible, hitting snooze to the last moment and just wishing and praying that you can feel happy. One of the first things I used to do to get myself out of bed, which sounds really funny, but it honestly worked. I would be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rocket ship. And then I would make myself by the end of rocket ship just pop out of bed. It was on some video I had watched. And it worked because, like I even used to set my alarm across my room back in the day. So I would physically have to get up out of bed to go shut it off and get up. But I literally would go shut it off and go climb back into bed and hit snooze and just keep, and like you don't get any sleep and and then you're just grumpy and the day is just, it is what it is. And and if anything goes wrong first thing in the morning, you just let it is the key word, ruin the rest of your day. Like I once back like probably 15 years ago, I was getting ready for work. And I had like a liquid foundation. Good morning, Felita. And I was like shaking it up and my hand let go of it and foundation just went all over my floor and all over everywhere. And I just burst into tears and I called in sick for work. Like I let it ruin my day. And so what if you didn't have to wake up feeling that way every morning? What if you could honestly open your eyes and feel gratitude, feel excitement, feel joy and enthusiasm for the day and just look forward to what you had ahead of you in the day? Good morning, Kate. And so what if you could? And I want to invite you to a way that you easily can, and that is by asking questions. And so for anyone that maybe doesn't know yet, Kara and I are putting on a 30-day challenge that starts on Monday, April 20th, and I will put the link below. If you've signed up for it, please share this with anyone that you might think would be interested. We literally take one question, and this one's going to be a really good one. And we ask the question 30 times a day for 30 days, and it starts to change everything. And one of the biggest things that I have found is that I look forward to waking up every day. Like I'm excited. And anytime that, like, I'm not saying that every day is like full of waking up just like all giddy, like on the movies you see where they wake up and they're just like, oh my God, like it's not like that every day, but a lot of days it is. But the days that aren't, I just simply go into question and I start saying this 30, whatever the question may be, I start asking it and it gets me out of my head. It helps me to just push down my barriers and just go into the idea and the attitude of what else is possible instead of your mind just coming to a whole bunch of conclusions on how the day is going to suck or what you have to do and what you have to dread and all this stuff that, like just makes you not excited to get out of bed. And Karen and I have been asking questions for over a year now. I think it was last January we started doing this, a different question every month. And I know I've said it over and over and over, but it is honest to God changed both of our lives so dynamically in ways that I cannot explain. And so if you are interested, good morning, Kara, do sign up. I will put the link below because we are starting Monday. And even if you're watching this in the future and it's after April 20th, you can still come in and join us. There, you know, it doesn't matter if you missed a few days or whatever, but do click the link. And it is really, really, really fun to do with someone else. You'll have us every day because we'll be coming on. You can join us in a private Facebook group where we'll be doing it. And so you'll have us to do it with every day, which is why we really got into it, because we were given the question and then we would do the 30-day saying 30 for 30 days, and we would talk with each other about it, and we realized what a huge benefit it was having each other to talk to. So I encourage you, invite your friends, invite your family, invite your kids. This is honestly something that I've been doing with my kids as well, and they like, why not hit them up at such a young age, because we're like, from birth, you know, like we come into this world with a totally open mind, no barriers, no points of views, no nothing but possibility and nothing but choice and nothing but knowing that we can do whatever we want. Look at little kids, like they just do and say whatever they want to say. And how many times as an adult do you find yourself saying, man, I wish I could get away with saying stuff like that. And like we look at the elderly, how they revert back to childhood the older they get. And like so many people are like, I can't wait till I get older and I can just say whatever I want to say. Well, you know what? You can now. And the only reason we don't allow ourselves is because we're trying to fit in. We're trying to be mediocre, you know, just be like everyone else, because it can sometimes feel uncomfortable stepping outside the box. But we have like this desire and this craving for more. And so this is one of the simplest ways to do it. Good morning, Pauline. One of the simplest ways that I have found is to take a question that is designed to get you out of your brain, to get you out of that monkey mind, and to just start seeing what else is possible around you, because we have so many points of view, so many beliefs that keep us stuck in our current reality. And what that does is when you take any point of view, whether you perceive it as good or bad, what you do is you make that a solid thing. And what that does is puts up walls around you. It's like these barriers go up around you, and then you can't have anything else. You go to fear, you go to judgment, you go to this scared feeling like where you don't want to make anyone else mad. You don't want to like not fit in. You don't want to stand out because that might be uncomfortable, even though you don't know because you've never allowed yourself to do it. But yet you feel miserable inside, and like I was just waking up feeling like something so huge was missing. And I felt really honestly ashamed and embarrassed that I felt that way, because when I looked at my life, I was like, I have everything I need. I have a good job. I've got healthy kids. I have a home. I have a husband. I have this. I have that. I always have enough money, yet I think that I don't have enough money, and I'm always worrying about money and stressing about money. Sounding familiar to anyone? Yet there's something missing. And how many of you, I know I can put my hand up for this, was really turning to spending more money to try to fill this void, this empty feeling inside of me, which made me more broke and more worried about money. But it was like I was so desperate to find something to fill this void. And so I would go to the city and I would go on this binge shopping, and I would buy myself new makeup, new clothes, and all of this stuff. And then I would come home and I would put everything away, and all the stuff that I thought would make me feel so much better sadly did not. And instead what I was left with was this feeling of stress and anxiety, and I just spent all this money and I didn't need any of that stuff, and I thought it would make me feel better, and it doesn't make me feel better. Like, how many of you, show of hearts, can say that they have done that several times before as well? And so honestly, what I have discovered, that the thing that is missing is me, because we have been raised to fit in, to just be like everybody else, to make other people feel good about themselves. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. Like, the whole idea around the golden rule, do unto others as you would like them have to do to you. I'm not saying that I don't think you should make other people feel better, and you shouldn't be kind, and you shouldn't be compassionate. You should absolutely be those things. But when it is at the expense of you, that is where I draw the line. And that is where there's so much like confusion around the golden rule, and like why I just ask you to be careful when you're even teaching your kids that, because it's putting out a message if you don't further explain the importance of like loving yourself first. We can like we think it's okay to be mean to ourselves. We think it's okay to judge ourselves and put ourselves down and shut our mouth if we don't have anything nice to say. Don't say it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were raised to believe that that's okay, but it's not okay. And that is why I found myself having this feeling of like just wanting more, needing more, like craving more out of my life, and being like, this can't be all there is. Like, it can't be go to work, come home, do the dishes, get groceries, pay the bills, you know, repeat, and like longing for more. But then anytime I would like think about what it might be that I want, I'd go into a wrongness and think I was being selfish and think people will judge me and not like me. And so it was just, it becomes a comfortable thing. We become really comfortable with just fitting in and just having enough. And we can be grateful for the things that we have in our life, but we go into a wrongness about wanting more than that. And I'm here to tell you that we can have both. We can be grateful for what we have and still have a desire for more. And there is no wrongness to that. And so that is why I invite you to this 30-day challenge, because it's going to start to chip away at all of these points of views that we have been raised with, that we have been put on us by our families, our teachers, our peers, you know, the world on a whole. And it's not to put blame on anybody. Like, that's just it's the norm, right? Like, we're supposed to just fit in and not go beyond what everyone else is doing. And so this 30-day challenge I'm inviting you on with Kara and I starts on Monday, April 20th. You can click the link below, and please, please, please invite your friends, invite your family, invite anyone and everyone that you know, your coworkers, because as we all start to realize where all these points of views are, we start to then be happier, wake up happier. And it doesn't mean that everyone's gonna like agree with what you're doing, like, but that happens anyways. You know, like, no matter if you're being like a people pleaser or not, you're still gonna have people that don't like what you're doing. So this 30-day challenge gets you to look at your life in a totally different way and begins to chip away at your very foundation of where you have been functioning from. And most of us have been functioning from an unconscious level. And this gets you to become more aware, more conscious, and start choosing your happy. And so what if you could wake up happy every day? What if you could just flick that switch, and like, even if you don't wake up, even because there's so much autopilot going on in our lives that we just automatically wake up the way that we do every day, with that feeling of panic, with that feeling of doom and gloom, with that feeling of anxiety. We wake up that way automatically. And what if you didn't have to? And it is a practice. It's a strengthening of this muscle where you will in the beginning wake up your normal way, you always do. But then you will have this free, amazing tool called a question with Kara and I, where you will start to say it over and over and over. And it's just like, imagine it like bringing up all of this stuff from inside of you, and like this magical little wand that just blasts all that crap out of your world so that you can, like, it's almost like you will see through new eyes, and you will begin to choose for you without that feeling of guilt. And it does, like I said, it will take practice, which is why it's so important to do it over and over again, the 30 times and for 30 days. And you will have Kara and I, if anything comes up, you can ask us questions. You'll be in a group with us where you can feel comfortable talking and you can ask your questions, and you don't have to worry about being judged or anything. And it's like a practice. It's a strengthening of a muscle so that you can start to live the life that you truly desire. So please click the link below and join Kara and I on this 30-day adventure. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. And for anyone that joins in, I'll see you for sure on Monday. Or we might have a little bonus day on Sunday just to show anyone that's still kind of sitting on the fence about what it even means. So have an amazing day. Thanks for listening, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.